The European Parliament approved an initiative to issue a €35 billion loan for Ukraine backed by frozen Russian assets. At least 3 people, including 1 child, were killed in a Russian drone strike on Ukraine's Sumy. Israel's military spokesperson claims a bunker full of cash and gold belonging to Hezbollah was found under a hospital in Beirut.
The former Albanian president Ilir has been forcefully arrested in Tirana on alleged corruption charges.
The European Parliament approved an initiative to issue a €35 billion loan for Ukraine backed by frozen Russian assets. The plan received 518 votes in favor, 56 against, and 61 abstentions in Strasbourg on Tuesday. It will be part of a framework that will make future revenues from Russian central bank assets frozen in the EU available to Ukraine. Some €210 billion in assets have been held in the European Union territory since the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. At least 3 people, including a child, were killed in a Russian drone strike on the city of Sumy in northeastern Ukraine, officials said on Tuesday. The attack was part of a mass overnight strike on Ukraine and targeted a residential neighborhood and critical infrastructure, according to the regional governor. 45 explosions were recorded in the Sumy region, and the Ukrainian military said air defenses destroyed 42 out of 60 drones launched by Russia over several parts of Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry released footage claiming to show combat work in Ukraine's Donetsk region. Meanwhile, Ukraine also launched a drone attack hitting several areas around Russia, including a biochemical plant and 2 distilleries. Russia's defense ministry said on Tuesday that it shot down several Ukrainian drones over the Bryansk, Belgorod, and Kursk regions. The leaders of India, South Africa, and China arrived in the Russian city of Kazan for the BRICS summit, which will be hosted by Russian President Vladimir Putin. China's Xi Jinping, India's Narendra Modi, and South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa were greeted by an honor guard and platters of Russian delicacies when they touched down at Kazan's airport. After reportedly suffering a head injury at his home, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva canceled his plans to attend the summit, but will attend by video link. The original BRICS countries of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are joined by newcomers Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, which were added to the alliance in January. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is also set to attend the summit, a decision blasted by Ukraine's foreign ministry in light of Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The summit is expected to be a huge success for Russia, with 32 countries confirming participation and more than 20 heads of state attending. This defies predictions that the war in Ukraine and an international arrest warrant would turn Vladimir Putin into a pariah.
This statue on a quiet residential street in Berlin is at the center of an international row. It memorializes women, mostly from Korea, who were forced to have sex with Japanese soldiers during World War II, known as comfort women. Japan has called for the statue to be brought down. Some politicians in Berlin are siding with Tokyo. The local Korean NGO behind the memorial, known as the Statue of Peace, says it will sue the local district of Mitte to keep it in place. The group says it's not just about defending the rights of Korean women.
In the history, I think every woman can imagine what can be happened in the wartime if you are not protected and the soldiers are coming and raping you. So every woman can identify with the Statue of Peace.
The memorial was put up 4 years ago. Japan has been raising the issue with the German government as well as local officials. The local district said that the statue needs to be taken down by the end of this month, citing time limits for temporary art in public places. The district told Euronews that Japanese and Korean officials have visited its office, threatening to worsen relations with Germany. The district says that there was a questioning of aid to Ukraine, as well as a possible termination of the sister city relationship between Tokyo and Berlin. Japan says that it never suggested ending the relationship. In a press release in May, the mayor of Berlin called the statue a one-sided portrayal after a meeting in Tokyo with the Japanese foreign minister. Berlin's local government told Euronews that it is talking to the district and federal government to replace the statue with a more general memorial for women who face sexual violence during conflicts. It also stated that it will be expanding its relationship with Tokyo. An expert on German-Japanese relations said the government is prioritizing its economic and security ties with Japan over South Korea.
Both partners should be treated quite equally. And so far, this case of the Comfort Woman statue in Berlin lacks a bit of that cautious and balanced approach.
A source with the Foreign Office told Euronews that freedom of opinion and of the arts are fundamental to Germany's constitution. However, they said that what happens with the statue is up to the district, and the Foreign Office cannot provide instructions on the subject. Japan's embassy told Euronews that the statue serves as a symbol to denounce its country and that the memorial has caused unrest in Berlin. Like the mayor of Berlin, the embassy also called the statue one-sided. A petition arguing to keep the statue up has garnered 3,000 signatures.
It's not only our wish. There are many people who are living in this area. They want to keep the Statue of Peace.
Directly under El Sahel.
Israel's military spokesperson Daniel Hagari claims Israeli intelligence discovered a bunker belonging to former Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah under a hospital in southern Beirut. He said the bunker, reportedly under the Al Sahel hospital in Beirut's Tahrir neighborhood, holds millions of dollars in gold and cash. This comes as Israel accuses Iran of sending money by planes to Iran's embassy in Beirut before sending it to Hezbollah.
Right now, Hezbollah's financial network is based on two main sources of income: money from the Iranian regime and money from the Lebanese people. Iran's Quds forces transfer money to Hezbollah from Iranian oil sold in Syria. Iran also sends suitcases of cash and gold by planes to the Iranian embassy in Beirut, and then directly it goes to Hezbollah.
Israeli strikes hit several branches of a financial institution linked to Hezbollah in recent days, but Hagari said it won't strike the Al Sahel hospital. Meanwhile, an Israeli strike near Beirut's Rafik Hariri University Hospital killed at least 4 and injured 32 late on Monday, according to Lebanon's health ministry. It was the first strike on the Lebanese capital in 10 days.
The former Albanian president Ilir Meta has been forcefully arrested in Tirana on alleged corruption charges. Meta has previously been under investigation for allegedly hiding wealth as well as illegal lobbying in the United States. Meta has denied the allegations against him.
Janë 3 akuza, kaq është korrupsion, pastrimi produkteve dhe nuk e di një tjetër.
Meta is the leader of Albania's left-wing Freedom Party and served as the country's president from 2017 until 2022. He has been a vocal opponent of the government of Prime Minister Edi Rama, accusing it of running a kleptocratic regime. The president of the Democratic Party believes Rama orchestrated the arrest and believes he targets his political opponents The Prime Minister has denied this. Corruption has marred Albanian politics since the fall of communism, hindering the country's democratic, economic, and social development.
Authorities in Bulgaria say they have seized a large quantity of counterfeit banknotes after dismantling an operation for its production. The fake money with denominations of 50 Bulgarian leva, $50 and 500 euros had been released into circulation. According to the investigators, the super fake banknotes were also seized in some European Union countries. Investigators called it a very serious attack against the entire financial system of Bulgaria and the European Union.
Heavy rainfall swept across Cuba as tropical storm Oscar made landfall. It comes as the country's capital has been largely paralyzed by massive blackouts, leaving 10 million people without electricity.
Yo por lo menos no me arriesgaría a comprar nada porque todo está echado a perder. No hay tarjeta, no hay banco, no hay nada. El país está parado completo.
The power outage caused unrest for many. Cuba is in the middle of an economic crisis, and many already suffer from food, water, medicine, and fuel shortages. As a result, the prolonged blackouts led to a handful of small protests.
Nosotros queremos ratificar que nunca la revolución va a tolerar este tipo de conducta y que todos serán procesados como corresponde con el rigor que contemplan las leyes revolucionarias.
The Cuban government has a low tolerance for civil disobedience, and President Miguel Díaz-Canel warned protesters that they would not allow any vandalism.